As we're going into the fall season with a bunch of new and returning anime to look forward to, like Chainsaw Man, Bleach, etc., I think it's important to talk about an anime that single-handedly carried this past summer season, except for Classing with the Elite, of course, with that anime being Call of the Night. Now, some of you may be thinking, oh, Dark Hero Josh, didn't you talk about this anime a few months back when it already came out? Well, yeah, I did, but that was sort of a review after watching just the first episode, having heard absolutely nothing about the series beforehand, but now looking back on it, I can definitely say without a doubt that this anime is for sure one of the anime that I quickly fell in love with throughout this summer season as I watched each and every episode that came out each and every week. But enough with the intro. If you guys end up enjoying this video, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and comment down below what other anime/manga should I talk about and review next on the channel. And without further ado, let's get straight into this video. Now, for a quick synopsis of this anime, Call of the Night is a supernatural vampire romance anime where we get introduced to our main character, Ko Yamori, a 14-year-old kid who has trouble sleeping at night, and in an attempt to sort of reinvigorate himself, he goes out into the night for a sort of late night stroll. On this walk, we then meet our main female lead for the series, Nazuna Nanakusa, and before we know it, Ko ends up going to her house. And it's by that point we find out that Nazuna is actually a vampire, and as she bites Ko's neck but he doesn't transform into one, he gets confused and asks why didn't he transform. And it's by then that we also find out the requirements on how one becomes a vampire, and that the person has to be in love with that vampire and the vampire has to bite that person in order for that person to become an offspring of that vampire. And that led to another thing, but Ko finally decided that he wanted to become a vampire because he feels like the night is a time where he feels more free, a time for him. And for the next 11 episodes, we see Ko and Nazuna do a lot of fun, crazy things together, ultimately strengthening their relationship. The story for this anime isn't all that new when it comes down to the whole vampire and human trope compared to other series in media, but then what exactly makes this anime so enjoyable? Well, let me explain. You'd expect the relationship between Ko and Nazuna to be rushed in order for Ko to fall in love with Nazuna and ultimately become a vampire, but that's not the case at all. Due to Ko's lack of romantical feelings, it already puts him at a disadvantage to reach his goal. How are you supposed to fall in love with someone without actually experiencing that feeling before? Since Ko isn't aware of this feeling, it puts him through a lot of confusion whether or not he's fallen in love already with Nazuna or not. What I like about the story is that it takes its time with the development between the two. We get to experience all the fun stuff Ko and Nazuna do, like play video games, going to the movies, and even a pool party, adding on to Ko's night experience. And overall giving us this natural feeling of the relationship, letting us know that even though Ko is trying to fall in love with Nazuna in order to become a vampire, their relationship isn't being forced in the slightest. For the characters of this anime, they're great, and every time a new character was introduced, they never failed to entertain me at each and every chance they got. I'm glad they introduced us to more vampires as well as the detective who just recently got introduced into the anime to give us a taste of just what's to come, as this story is more than your average slice of life or romance, believe me. As I watched the show, the more relatability I felt between Ko and myself, which not only made my experience with the show good, but it also gave me a sense of comfort being able to project myself onto a character. This anime made me literally want to go off into the night, just walking, roaming around, doing random stuff, but the reason I choose not to is for safety reasons, and I do love how this anime doesn't disregard that fact. Sure, in the beginning of the show, the night was portrayed as a more of a fun place to be out and exploring new things in, but in the more episodes, they start to address the more darker and more unsafer side of the night, showing us that the night is nothing more than a coin. The art for this anime is pretty nice. The color palette looks beautiful as it tries to show how beautiful the night is. We see that they also try to show expressions using different colors for the night sky, like how they use this sort of reddish pinkish to show something about to go down, like a vampire about to bite someone or something of the sort, or yellow to show a more chill scene with a lot of dialogue, etc. The animation was pretty good, nothing over the top, but that didn't downgrade the series in the slightest. I also like how in the opening around the end we got the moment where everyone's just falling down, sort of introducing most of the characters that'll play a pretty big role throughout the anime. Speaking of the opening, the music for this anime is amazing and has an overall great vibe to it. I definitely think that this opening is going to be a nominee for best opening of the year, but all I can do now is just cross my fingers and hope. I haven't read the manga for this anime, and to be honest, I wasn't planning to at first, but I'm honestly really considering reading it after the animes finish airing because I'm really enjoying the series and I'm looking forward to see what the manga has to offer, as in some point of the anime it gets a bit darker here and there. But with that, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and comment down below what other anime / manga should I talk about and review next on the channel. And without further ado, I hope you guys have a great day and see ya.